wrestle into the apex of this match. Hans Stoop, the innkeeper from West Berlin, versus Bo Pedersen, the unmarried gent from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Well, it's really anyone's match here today, Nigel. It's all knotted up at 6, and we have service now. And what an absolute cannon!
And Stoop, with cat-like reflexes, springs towards a return.
And what's this? Stoop has abandoned his controller, and he is declaring himself world champion already.
And it is a scorching red rocket back to the American no way. Oh, what is this? In the face of such German bravado, the Yankee has contorted his wrist.
And Stoop nowhere near his controller for response.
A dark day for Deutschland indeed. The early celebration clearly a massive mistake.
Stars and stripes will be hung proudly over the World Porn Championship podium here today. Nigel,
this is pandemonium.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple: C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Coward for box score.
Hello and welcome to the Box Score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes in Milford, Connecticut. You had the dynamic and wonderful ball boy, our former ball boy, Chris Mannix, in the chair today, and he was extremely disappointed that none of you had seen the classic Space Jam. Now that LeBron James has a contract with Warner Brothers, there is talk of a Space Jam reboot. Now, Paulie, can LeBron put on a better acting performance than Michael Jordan? Is that possible?
I'm going to be in that camp that never saw the movie and would prefer to never see that movie. It's animation. Michael Jordan, I go to watch Michael Jordan play basketball. If he's playing basketball, I'll sign up. I'll pay for it.
Now,
I don't want to see Michael Jordan act.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. Michael Jordan, not a good actor.
No, he's not.
He's not a good actor. Anyone who's seen 10 seconds of a Hanes commercial knows this dude cannot act.
I don't want to see Paul Rudd play 5-on-5 basketball, but if he's in a movie, I'm paying my $11.
By the way, I did see Space Jam, but Chris did one of those things. He said, he talked to you, you hadn't seen it, you hadn't seen it, you hadn't seen it, but he never asked me. They went on air and said none of the Danettes had seen Space Jam. How do I play that? Do I raise my hand?
See, I actually have seen it.
You've seen it too?
I did say, yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
But he just ignored that fact and ran with it? Like, were you going to raise your hand? There was no reason to raise my hand and say I'd seen it because he was about to make a
That's what let him think.
point.
Well, if you thought it sucked, you should have raised your hand.
Yeah,
He liked it.
Well, the thing, yeah, that's weird. I mean, it's for 5-year-olds or 6-year-olds or 7-year-olds.
Why would you have seen it?
You had a great point.
Because you were probably 26 years old.
Yeah, and you had a great point. You're like, yeah, why would I see it at 22? I don't know why I've seen it. It was on cable or something.
I saw it because I was like a camp counselor watching kids, and for some reason there was either like storms one day or there was something like about weather, and we had to go inside, and they put on Space Jam.
Now, Newman from Seinfeld was in it, right? Wayne Knight?
Yes.
And Bill Murray. Bill Murray, you would see, that is one thing. Bill Murray is in it, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'm sure he wasn't the Bill Murray like you'd see in Stripes or Meatballs or where you get the real Bill Murray.
No.
Well, McLovin, you saw the movie, so let me ask you this. Acting aside, would LeBron have a better game against the Monstars? Let's look at Jordan's box score here on the box score. He had 44 points, 24 coming by way of dunk, shooting 22 for 22, but 0 assists. I mean, LeBron's going to at least drop a dime, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, see, LeBron is more of a distributor. He's more Magic than Michael. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on Tweety Bird and a lot of pressure on that big chicken guy, Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah, exactly. So this is really going to make the cartoon characters step up. Because LeBron, if you're open, I don't care. LeBron's going to give you the ball. So it really is going to change the dynamic. It's barely a sequel. It's like a new movie.
Knowing Michael Jordan, I would say that I don't know what happened in the movie, but he won at the end.
Yeah, he did.
I'm guessing because I'll bet you if the script was where Michael makes a turnover and the cartoons win and he loses.
It's sort of like Hoosiers, but cartoon form with a real guy.
But the one part that you do remember, they take away the basketball powers of Patrick Ewing and Charles Barkley. That part was kind of funny. And Muggsy Bogues.
Don't spoil it.
Muggsy Bogues shows up in there. I hope all those guys come back for the sequel.
Yeah, and Sean Bradley's character still unable to score in that. All right, LeBron is the hottest actor turned athlete right now, and you had movie critic extraordinaire Jeffrey Lyons on today, and he broke down his performance in Trainwreck.
LeBron James is in Trainwreck, he's in it a little too long. I mean, it kind of takes you out of the movie. It's as if Judd, who directed the movie and co-wrote it, I think, with Amy Schumer, it's as if he's showing off, saying, look, I got LeBron James and Amari Stoudemire, too. And it also kind of dates the film because you see the old Knicks from 2 years ago, not nearly as bad as this past year's Knicks. And you see, Mike Woodson coaching, so that kind of dates the film, too. But yeah, LeBron is in it, and he's fine, but the novelty wears off quickly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. Amy Schumer is great, and we had Bill Hader on, so I'm a little biased there. But it's hard to imagine that too much LeBron. I don't know. From what I've read anyway, I don't think he had that huge a role. I could appreciate his point that maybe Judd Apatow showing off. Look, I got LeBron James to be in my movie. But even if LeBron James was in it a little too long, or there's a couple of dated things, I can get past that. If the movie is funny and Amy Schumer is,
there's no nudity in it.
That could.
Is that confirmed?
Yeah.
That could delay things a little bit.
But by the way,
what about Nick Cheerleaders?
He's saying, all right. The fact that it's a Knicks team from 2 years ago, that is one of his complaints about the movie. That is utterly ridiculous.
And you really think Judd Apatow hasn't worked with big names that he's got to be like, hey, let's get LeBron more screen. We got LeBron. Look, we got LeBron. Like, yeah, okay, big deal.
Did he sneak in a couple negative comments about Dan's acting career?
He wouldn't sneak him. He led with him.
He dropped him right at the front door.
Yeah, he's like, well, we were both on our list. You know what? Like, that doesn't even make Dan's IMDb page is too small. That's his big story.
What is our job now? Because Jeffrey Lyon's been on the show many times in the past. It's been a while, but he's been on many times with Dan. They've gotten along. Now Dan's out. He takes a jab at Dan.
Right.
We should let Dan know. In all seriousness, we have to let Dan know.
It's only fair.
Because Dan probably wouldn't see it today. He was trailing this morning.
Well, yeah, but maybe he was being tongue-in-cheek. I don't want to...
He did say before I hung up, say hi to Dan.
So his way to start the interview is, it's a good thing Dan isn't here, because I would have to critique all of the movies that he's been in, which is obviously has a negative connotation. He was using it as a...
Well, Dan takes criticism very well, so that's...
Yes. Yes, he does.
He's the best at that.
Fritzy, next time you get Ben lines.
No.
Seton, if you had to choose from being the comedy relief in a rom-com with Jeets or being the sidekick in an action flick with Tom Brady, which one are you going with?
Ooh.
Man, I'm going to have to go with the comedy thing with Jeets, because if you're looking at, there's always like good cop, bad cop, right? There's the serious guy and the funny guy. Tom Brady's not going to be funny, he's going to be serious. And I can't out-serious Tom Brady in a cop role or something like that. But if it's a rom-com and Jeets is the serious guy slaying the ladies, there's room for the sort of quirky, goofy sidekick guy, and I could do that. Yeah. I could definitely do that.
Jeets not super funny either.
No, not a funny guy at all.
So and Tom, you look kind of ugly next to Tom. You look kind of ugly.
Oh, exactly. You couldn't stand next to him and be like, you're like, hey, look at I'm the little troll guy over here.
You stand next to Jeets, you look like you're a member of the same species. You look like they both could have been born
good-looking man.
From a similar type of egg process. But when you're next to Brady, it's like, hey, is this CGI and you're just a normal dude?
Plus, I don't know if you could act. You'd be just staring into his eyes like, okay, Tom, whatever you say. That doesn't make for much of a movie.
Your hands like that.
Like Dan right there.
Hi, Tom.
Like Dan right there.
Oh, boy. I see Oscar right there. Hey, Fritzy, Mannix dropped that Terry Crews is one of the best athletes turned actors in Hollywood right now. Now, you've been known to do a pec flex or two. Do you have a Terry Crews imitation in your back pocket?
Well, I'll do a little of this, and I liked him in Blender where he goes, "We are blending, we are bonding," and he does the whole. So I love Terry Crews. I think he's great. He's, blended with the Adam Sandler. I thought that was a lot better than. I'm not sure.
On a side note, great job by the graphics guys putting the graphic right over Fritzy's pec flex.
We'll give that. We have another shot at that.
You gotta turn to the camera a little more.
There it is.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. Sell it, Fritzy. Sell it.
No offense.
All right, coming up, the Danettes are making some sales pitches of their own. You want a sales pitch? Here's one right now. It's for the Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. Every truck can climb a hill, haul a trailer, tow a boat, but not everybody has the most fuel-efficient half-ton truck on the road. 1500 is going to flex its pecs if it's behind you. So get out of its way. It's coming down the 405. Oh, there's traffic. Crap. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram. We are back here on the box score, and no secret that Dan Patrick was out today, so somebody needed to make some sales pitches today. Why not turn to the guy with the brassy baritone? It's Todd Fritz.
No hassling with movies selling out before you get to the theater, standing in long lines. It's fast, it's easy. Don't miss out on Pixels or Southpaw this weekend. Buy your guaranteed tickets from Fandango today. Download the Fandango app or go online to fandango.com. That's fandango.com. Simply Safe, these are the good guys. There's no long-term contracts. It's great, reliable protection for only $14.99 a month. What are you waiting for? Protect your home with the alarm we trust. Go to simplysafedan.com today and save 10%. That's simplysafedan.com, simplysafedan.com.
Thanks, Todd. After hearing that, I would like SimpliSafe too.
I think you should go for it.
There you go. Fritzy's getting it done, man. We gave him the two of the live reads there that we had today, and he killed it. He's got a great read. In that he's got a great read.
Here comes.
He's got an earnestness to him, I think.
Todd just has something about, like, when somebody says something, it's like, okay, but then when Todd says it, you're like, huh? Like, it's a great, and I don't know how, there's just a certain, you have this comedic element to you that none of us can duplicate somehow.
I appreciate that.
How can you tell that he's reading?
Well, I'm not gonna bag him too much because let's face it, all of our reads suck.
Yes.
Okay? Todd's just probably the most fluent reader. He can actually read all of the lines on the page without
Quickly.
screwing it up.
And he do it quickly.
And he does that well. And also throws in a certain amount of inflection, and he acts a little bit with them, and it's great.
There was
I
also a
love
little pressure because it was live, not to go off script that I was going to like get tongue-tied or say
It's
something
tough.
stupid.
It's
or
not
whatever.
easy, man. You hold that piece of
clearing the throat, I
paper,
was very concerned.
all of a sudden all the words fall right off the page,
But,
and you're like, why can't I read any of this?
Yeah, if it's
I'm
something
like-
you're taping, that we can have a little fun with it, and if someone says something stupid or we talk on top of each other, we can redo it.
Yeah.
But the live thing, I'm like, I better just stick to the script and
Yeah.
have fun with it, but not try to embellish it too
Great.
No, nothing's funnier than having someone break into your house while your wife and kid are there. SimplySafe.com. Hey, well, we thought maybe Fritzy was feeling the confidence today, and it might have been in part because Paulie went ahead and showed us this shot from him out being at a summer camp with some guy, suns out, guns out. I mean, Paulie, could we see the return of maybe a shirtless Todd? I don't know, maybe Super Bowl?
I think he's back. I think he's fully back. I mean, you're not going to get shirtless, Todd. Let's not kid each other. And none of us are going to go shirtless. But, I mean, to be in a public setting like that and to choose to go shirtless, sleeveless, it's gutsy.
Yeah, my wife did say, it's kind of a family camp thing. You might want to put on a shirt.
And your response was?
And my response was, I'm wearing a shirt, and maybe there's some cute counselors walking around or whatever. She didn't appreciate that much. But I'm like, no, hopefully I won't get bit up by the bugs and everything in the woods. But I felt like going with the sleeveless shirt, and she kind of rolled her eyes a little bit. It's like, you could at least wear a short sleeve shirt. I put on the bug spray and everything, put on a little sunblock, and here we go. I'm not the man I was when I was 18 or 20 or 22, but with some of the weight loss, I don't really have much of a shoulder, as Paulie has pointed out on many occasions.
Well, I mean, if you
try to just goes, all of a sudden there's like a little bone up by my
It's like
neck.
a sort of reverse Popeye arm.
It's like
It's like huge right here.
It's like those mirrors where your head is small and this is big and then your knees are small.
I have kind of I guess my workout routines are awkward enough where I just have like this little ball here.
Well, if you never lift weights for your shoulders, you may not get a lot of results for your shoulders. If you only, but you're smart. You know that shoulders aren't the moneymaker.
Yeah. But the same thing happens with my legs. I don't really do leg weights, but I'll do the treadmill and stuff. So I have some definition in the front part of my legs, which you'll get on the treadmill. But I don't do any of the things that really hit the back of the legs. So there is. I'm not saying it's deformed, but it's not. I'm not posing for any pictures for Playground anytime soon, or any type of fitness magazine.
Yes.
Back to you.
Is that Playgirl? It's not Playgirl. All right, well, stick around. The guys have chosen a few dinner dates after this. Welcome back to the box score. Imagine you're sitting in a restaurant in your face paint and your Chiefs jersey. You're sitting across from Alex Smith going, why no receiver touchdowns? Maybe a dream date for me, but we asked the Danettes which athlete they would like to sit across and have dinner or a beer with. They responded, we taped it. Here it is, another edition of
Know Your Role!
Yeah. The question is, which athlete would you want to have dinner or drinks with? We start with the front row. Paulie, which athlete is Seaton drinking with?
Just checking current or all time?
All time.
I hate that I never remember.
No clue.
Man.
I can't think of a single athlete I want to have dinner with.
My brain's
Man, oh man, oh man. I'm gonna go with the first thing that popped in my head, Tony Hawk.
Is it Tony Hawk?
How about Derek Jeter? I'd want to have a beer with Derek Jeter. Or dinner, whatever. Maybe go to a movie or something too. And a nice long walk on the High Line.
See, the reason I'm upset at this, because I thought we did a show the other day where you said, man, if I ever went to Jeter, what the hell are we going to talk about?
No,
I mean, like, yesterday, within the past 2 days, we did a
Listen,
show.
you're trying to find any any type of connectivity or common thread running through any of these answers.
Right.
It's literally just what pops into my head when I'm standing there because I had no idea what the answer to that was.
Yeah, because within the past 2 days, we did a segment where you said, man,
Because
what the hell am I going to talk to Derek Jeter about
Derek
dinner?
Jeter about? What am I? I don't know.
It's like Groundhog Day?
All right, to the back row. McLovin, who's the guy Fritzy's breaking bread with?
Does it have to be a guy?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a guy.
He's
I can't remember if I went with
Alex Morgan in play. I'm gonna go obvious.
Oh snap!
Morgana doesn't count.
I'm gonna go obvious.
She's probably like 90 now.
John Bartholomew Elway.
John Bart.
Oh, is it JB Elway?
This is going to be too easy, and if whoever's guessing this, I guess McLovin knows, they all know John Elway would be the one. I don't know how great his personality is. I haven't spent any length of time with him, but it's all about John Elway for me, and if I had an opportunity to hang with John, that would be the guy.
Yeah, that was. I was debating whether to try to make it more complicated by going with someone else. But if we're trying to win once in a while, Elway's the guy. But again, I met him once or twice briefly over the years, but nothing more than a hi or escorting him to a seat for an interview.
What if you wanted to go beer for beer at dinner? Because Elway can pound. I've seen it.
I would definitely lose that. But but again, I would.
You'd go though.
What if he said, Fritzy, as long as you're drinking, I'm sticking.
Yeah, I would succumb to the peer pressure. If it's an attractive woman, or John Elway, or maybe Daryl Hall or John Oates, I guess I would partake. Hopefully not to the point where I'm like throwing up or making.
That's a pretty mean foursome, though. You Daryl Hall, John Oates, John Elway, Todd Fritz,
Yeah,
Jenna Jameson.
That would be pretty wild. Then Jenna Jameson, yeah. But I like the Alex Morgan thing. That might be a lot more fun because so Elway and I we talk about the drive and his 2 Super Bowl rings.
That was awesome.
And I'll be like Chris Price. So remember when you threw the pass? That was awesome.
I would pay. How much would you pay to have him have dinner with Elway and to film it, and not knowing it's being filmed? Like he doesn't know he's being filmed.
Now, is it more entertaining for Elway or Alex Morgan to watch him? Wouldn't you rather hear Alex Morgan's travel schedule and so what's your commute like?
Yeah.
Don't you want to see that happen?
Yeah, you're right. I'd pay $500
So
to
how long
for
have you been
videotape.
playing soccer at this point? Now, do you say soccer or football? Which do you prefer?
So when you go to practice, you like La Cienega ever? You ever jump onto the?
Yeah. Because I was there at San Bernardino at the Boot Barn one time.
You guys have like pillow fights after these World Cup matches? What goes on?
All right, enough of the
I
pillow
wanna get
fights
into
here,
the
for God's
after
sake.
match thing.
Oh my goodness, that's just too much.
That we need.
Back to the front row. Seaton, which athlete is Paulie knocking back a couple with?
I don't remember my answer.
Well, but for some reason I want to say Aaron Rodgers. I have no idea why. That's like literally the first person that popped into my head.
Why would
Why Aaron? He's a Bears fan.
Some little-known SEC quarterback that he's currently crushing on, or will be in the next couple of months.
Jim McMahon.
Some 1AA wide receiver.
1AA wide receiver. That's white wide receiver, likely.
Von DeJesus, any old Cubs?
Maybe some former Cub, Mark Grace. Maybe.
Gracie.
How about Kelly Slater? I'll say Kelly Slater.
Wasn't Kelly Slater, Mark Grace, or anyone from 1A?
Walter Payton.
He's dead.
He said all time.
When they asked us the questions,
I did living.
Broccoli,
I did living, guys.
It wasn't clear. I don't think the question was clear.
When they did the questions to us, I asked the interviewer, who was looking at a bicycle website, is it living or dead? And they said, whatever. So I don't think the rules on this game were too hardcore, set in stone.
because it was living or dead.
How about it living? You know what? I wouldn't mind drinking wine with Jesus Christ. I don't know how much of an athlete he was, but that would be a hell of a dinner.
You drink it right out of his wrist?
What's the story?
You're out of wine?
I mean, if we're going to go there with
he
it.
He does the old Miyagi thing, and next thing you know, there's wine for everybody.
JC, let's get some fish, get some bread going.
Yeah, 3 days later, we'll come back and do it again.
Let's go.
That would be...
Drink it right out of his hand. Okay. We did say all time. Last one is for the back row. Fritzy, who's McLovin sharing a glass of fine wine with?
I was thinking something Philadelphia related. I don't know how excited he'd be about having dinner with Mike Schmidt. I know he had that incident with Barkley where he stole Barkley's hat out of a car or something. Knowing the personality of Charles and him being a Philly guy, I'm gonna roll the dice and go at a nice little dinner with Charles Barkley, some steaks and beers.
Yeah, was it a dinner with Charles Barkley and steaks and beers?
Any athlete in the world, I'd want to have dinner with Steph Curry. Must have been during the NBA Finals.
There's no way I would have
It must have been like the day after Game 5.
It sounds like you mailed
Did
that
you
one
know
in.
your answer before it went on the screen there?
I had no idea. I was like, did I go with Randall Cunningham? Like, I had no idea. Like, your guess was better than mine. It must have been like Steph went for 36 the night before.
Right.
That's the only
There's
explanation.
no chance I would have said Steph Curry. That might have been my 120th.
It's no way. If you'd asked me,
I was going to pick Seth Curry before Steph Curry.
if you'd asked me, I would have been my thousands because I have no idea.
I can draw no connection between you and the answer of Steph Curry from all the athletes in the world that you want to have dinner with.
Oh, you gotta go
always
Steph
wanted to
Curry.
dine with
Maybe his
Steph
mom
Give me
shows up.
months
That'd
and
be
months of
hot.
guessing, and then I would never say.
All right, who won this thing? Oh, it doesn't matter who won this thing
row.
because this is the box score and everybody gets a trophy. So congratulations, guys. Congratulations. All right.
Thank you.
This is the box score. We are taking a break to remind you, but not everybody gets a Ram Heavy Duty, but maybe you should. Best in class towing, torque, and horsepower. First place, last place, you all deserve the Ram Heavy Duty. There's a trophy. Let me put that down on the ground. Let me put the Ram Heavy Duty down on the ground. Let me put the gas on the ground. Get out of here. Guts, glory, Ram.
Another chance.
You guys are...
Well done, boys. You finally did it.
Redemption from yesterday.
3-1.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Attaboy.
That was a pretty win. You should be proud of it.
Welcome back to Box Score. Closing up shop here at the saloon. Chris Mannix waited for what seemed an eternity for a win against Paulie and Seton, and he came in wearing that Rubio shirt today. I mean, Seton, did you feel a challenge coming on?
No, clearly Chris was wearing a child's Rubio shirt, not an adult one. And I think even though they finally got a win against me and Paulie, just the sting of like the first 5 in a row that we won, or whatever it was at this point, I don't even think that 15 in a row we won, something like that. At this point, it's over. The damage has already been done.
It's like when you go up to Meadowlark Lemon and Curly Neal and say, remember that time the Washington Generals beat you 1 time out of 1,000? Yeah, they remember it. It probably bothered them, but you're still like 1,001 against them.
Yeah,
so there's an eclipse every once in a while. There's the locusts every 7 years come through.
At this point, they're getting us at the twilight of our career. We're breaking down a little bit. It's like, okay, yeah, you're finally beating us, but not us at our prime.
She and I are not bullies. We don't like to pick on people, despite our attitude sometimes. Sometimes you let people win to make them feel better about themselves.
Self-esteem.
Oh, I like that shot there. Hey, Paulie, which loss hurt more, losing to Mannix in 2-on-2 or Fritzy in 1-on-1?
Hurt more.
You can't be hurt by me taking a freaky hook shot that happens to
Fritzy's a good shooter. Fritzy's a good shooter. Yeah, I didn't do much for my reputation as an athlete that day. I'll tell you that. But Mannix is gonna.
Shots Todd made.
Yeah, let's just keep running the video. Who cares what I have to say?
There you go.
Shot.
It went in. I mean, look, that's a tough shot. I mean, what?
An old bowling chunky guy.
If we played 2 more points, one of us would have collapsed and died. So I'm just glad somebody got it.
That makes it look like Todd is hitting a bunch of shots. Todd missed maybe 245 shots.
That game to 12 was 45 minutes.
Oh, yeah. It just ended.
Justin went over the backboard and over the fence.
Todd Skyhook moved back 3 feet every Skyhook he took. He was shooting by half court at the end.
If you fling it up enough times, you'll get a couple.
That's some entertaining TV right there, though.
It really is.
It really is great. As bad as I feel about how bad I looked, that's good TV.
It's so good.
All right, Fritzy, who's on next week for Must See TV?
Larry Bird will join us. David is back with us on Monday, so Larry Bird, John Smoltz will join us after a Hall of Fame induction weekend. The NASCAR Sprint Cup winner from the Brickyard in Indy will be part of things Monday, and I learned a new word called smash from the.
No, and thank you for watching.
So I'm going to ask my wife if we might get a chance to smash one.
Oh no!
Which has nothing to do with the guest list for Monday, but I think that'd be a nice way to wrap it up.
Okay, Jordan, thanks for watching. Mom and Dad aren't hurting each other. They are quite in love. Back on Monday with the box score. And I want to wish my buddy, Patrick Seaton O'Connor, happy birthday.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!